Hey guys, Ozzmousis here with another card review. This time we're looking at the adapt mechanics and some of the adapt cards they've introduced so far. So let's start up with going through what the adapt is. So some cards have the battle cry adapt to something, and there are 10 choices what you can adapt to. Them being Divine Shield, +3 attack, Death Rattle, summon 2/1/1 plants, Wind Fury, can't be targeted by spells or hero powers, Taunt, +1/+1, +3 health, stealth until your next turn, and Poisonous. So those being the things you can adapt to. So let's start looking at the adapt cards. So first we have Thunder Lizard. It's a neutral card, 3 mana 3/3. Battle Cry, if you played an elemental last turn, adapt. So you would have to play this in an elemental deck. For example, you would have to play Firefly. That's the 1 mana elemental that puts an elemental to your hand, or some 2 mana elemental to get this card to trigger on curve. But is this card any good? Uh, it's a 3 mana 3/3, so the stat line is not so great. Uh, but is the adapt any good? I think I underestimated adapt at first, but after seeing some of the adapt cards, I think it will have a pretty huge impact on the metagame. But this card is pretty bad. Well, of course you can take the +1/+1, so this will become a 3 mana 4/4. The adapt is good because you can change it on situation, so it works like Discover. You get 3 options that you can choose from. Uh, uh, so this card is not so exciting. It has a prerequisite to play an elemental. It's not so easy to fulfill. So I don't think this card is so good. But might see play. I doubt it though. So let's then look at the next card. It's a Warlock card, 4 mana 4/4. Destroy a friendly minion to adapt twice. So Power Overwhelming is leaving the going to the Hall of Fame, so you can't, for example, Power Overwhelm something, trade, then destroy it with this and adapt twice. But there are for sure ways that you can destroy a worthless target in your board and get this to adapt twice. Is it any good? Yeah, it might be. It actually might be pretty good, because adapting twice already gives you 6 options to adapt. You can get so this can be so much bigger body than just a 4/4. It can be a 5/8, for example, if you choose to go just with the stats. It can be uh, that you can't target it with spells, which is pretty good. So it has a kind of a small drawback, but it's easy to fulfill, and adapting twice is pretty good. So yeah, uh, maybe this could be played in the discard log in Zoo. This could also be played in some more controlly warlock also, but I think this Ravenous Pterodux Terror is it's pretty good. Could see some play. I like it. Um, yeah, and then let's go over the next card. It's Light Fused Stegodon, 4 mana 3/4. Battle Cry, adapt your Silverhand recruits. So will Paladin have a chance to get many recruits on board on turn? turn 4? I don't think so. Silver Hand recruits are usually pretty easy to remove. And when you know there are cards that interact with your Silver Hand recruits, the enemy will be sure to remove them uh, pretty much if they have the chance to remove them. Adapting Silver Hand recruits, there are just one, so you could make them all 2/2s, for example. You could make them 4/1s to get good trades. But I still think this is not a good card. Maybe, well, Paladin is going to have that 1 mana spell that summons 2 Silver Hand recruits. That and hero power on turn 3. Then you have 3 Silver Hand recruits. If they are not removed, then this is good. You will get some value for the adapt for sure. But then again, you could get bad bad options to get, like you could get Wind Fury can't be targeted by spells and taunt, or stealth until next turn and something bad. But then again, if you get like living spores, that's already pretty good. If you get poisonous, might be good in some situations. Uh, if you get +3 health, decent. +1/+1, it's pretty good. 3 attack could be good to make some pretty good trades, or just go face. But yeah, Justicar is also leaving, so getting many Silver Hand recruits on your board could be pretty hard, and that's why I don't see this card being so good. So let's move on to the next card. It's Gentle Megasore. It's a neutral card, 4 mana, 5/4. This card already has a good stat line, and its battle cry is adapt your Murlocs. So with Finja, you play Finja on turn 5, then you get the Finja to trigger, and then you get 3 Murlocs that you can adapt. That's pretty damn good. Also, this could be played in the Shaman deck that plays Murlocs. This has a synergy with Menagerie decks, cause it's a beast and it interacts with Murlocs. So I think if you're going to play a deck that includes Murlocs, you will play this card. It's a good card. It's a decent stat line. The battle cry is good. Of course, it requires you to have Murlocs on board, but even if you play this on curve on turn 3, you could have already 2 Murlocs on board. If you're playing just a full Murloc deck. So yeah, this is a pretty good neutral card, because you can play this on Shaman, you can play this on Paladin, you can play this on any deck. So yeah, it seems to be good. Already a lot better than the previous adapt cards we've had. Then let's see, Evolving Spores. It's a druid spell for 4 mana. Adapt your minions. And yeah, we had the Gentle Megasore just that could be played in druid already, but it requires you to play a certain type of druid deck, a Menagerie druid with beasts and Murlocs. But this card doesn't require you to play anything exact, so you can play any kind of minions, and you get to adapt. If you ever have a board like with 3 minions, it's a bit expensive for 4 mana. It doesn't give you a minion, but it could still give you huge board presence. It could give you the win with some Wind Fury plays or something. I could see this being played in what deck. In what kind of Druid deck, I'm not sure, but there will be a Druid deck that plays Adapt and goes to the board for sure. And yeah, this is going to be played on it. A Token Druid could be a possibility. This would be an awesome card to include in your Token Druid. Token Druid have seen some play in the current expansion already, and the Ungoro expansion will give Token Druid new cards to play with. I think it will be slightly buffed even, and yeah, this is a good fit for your Token Druid deck. I can see this card seeing some play. And then let's move on to the next card. Again, a Druid card. 5 mana, 5/4. Um, so it's already 1 mana. 1 mana more expensive than the Gentle Megasore we just saw that was neutral. It has a battle cry adapt. So it adapts itself. Yeah, you're going to play this in the same deck. You're going to play the Gentle Megasore, but are you going to play this is the question. It's a beast. Druid has some beast synergies already. But is the adapt strong enough? Like, if you give it health with the adapt, it becomes a 5/7. 5/7 with 5 mana, already good. I think that's the best stat line for a 5-drop you could wish for. So yeah, it's a good card. Uh, it's a good card for a mid-range beast druid even. You don't even have to play those Murlocs in the deck you're going to play this. You could just play pure beasts on your druid, and you would fit this in. Uh, it you could also take like can't be targeted with spells. It's already much harder to remove. The like it doesn't die to Jade Lightning or anything like that. So yeah, not an exciting card. Like these adapt cards, they aren't exciting. They play into the mid-range tempo style of play that Hearthstone has quite become, and it is, in my opinion, becoming more of a Curvestone kind of game in the Ungoro expansion. But it's a decent card, not exciting, nothing flashy, but we'll see play. And then we have another neutral card, 7 mana, 5/6. It has a battle cry of adapt, then adapt. So 7 mana 5/6 stats are kind of bad, but then again you get to adapt twice. Again, a decent card, not overpowered, in my opinion, because there's the problem when you're playing big drops in your decks that they can be easily removed by spells by your opponent. But adapt mechanics makes it so you have a chance to take the immune to spells adaptation, so it won't get removed so easily. So the size of the body actually matters then, and you can get good trades with it. So the opponent has to trade with it, or you can trade with it with your opponent's board. So that's what I like in the adapt, because in the past it has been like you play a big drop, but you know that the enemy is going to answer it with a removal spell. In these cases, it's not always that, because you have the option to, if you know, like you're playing against priest, the priest hasn't used any Shadow Word deaths, then you may want to choose the immune to spells, so the priest can't remove this. And I like that part about this adapt mechanic. Uh, overall, pretty boring, but again, a decent card, which we'll see play for sure. And then we're going to the kind of the last card we're looking into, and it has to do with Adapt also. It's the Paladin quest, the Paladin legendary spell. The last Kaleidosaurus, Kaleidosore, I don't know how it's pronounced. Quest, cast 6 spells on your minions, reward Galvan. So, the quest itself, the how do you complete this quest? 6 spells on your minions is pretty damn hard. It requires you to run 6 cards in your deck that are spells that interact that or buff your minions. And I mean, Paladin has those kind of cards, more than 6 of them, but it's damn hard to justify playing all those. Of course, the reward will be huge. So let's look at Galvan, the reward you're getting. It's a 5 mana 5/5 beast. Adapt 5 times. So this is going to be a OTK deck that will play this quest for sure, because if we look at the adapts again, 5 times you get to adapt. So you can take Stealth, Wind Fury, 3 attack, Divine Shield. You can take everything so it doesn't get removed by the opponent, and make sure that you get an OTK the next turn you're going to play it. So if the Paladin quest becomes so that it's going to get to the late game, get the quest completed, I think Galvan is not going to be a tempo play. It's not going to be a value play. It's going to be an OTK deck. Said in the comments, in the first comment, they say that Don Hancho would be Galvan's best friend. I don't think Galvan requires Don Hancho to be good. It may require, I mean, in that deck, you're already playing at least 6 cards that buff your minions or interact with your minions. Then you probably have some left when you've completed the quest. It's not only 6 cards that you're going to play, because then one of those cards could be the bottom card of your deck, and you get the quest completed only after you've drawn your whole deck, so that's not good. So you will for sure play more of those spells, and then like you give this minion Blessing of Kings or something, it has Wind Fury, it OTKs, or you double the attack of this minion. It pretty much is an OTK card. And yeah, they say Blizzard doesn't like OTK, but then why do this card? Only thing I see when I look at this card is that it's an OTK card, nothing else. I mean, the quest kinda gives you hint that you have to cast spells on your minions. Why would you cast spells on your minions and get this kind of reward if you're not going to OTK your opponent? But yeah, that's it for the adapt cards they've revealed so far. Paladin quest overall, I think it's kinda bad but interesting that Blizzard is again introducing a card with clear possibilities to an OTK. That was it for this card review. May the expansion hype be with you. I'm hyped for the expansion. And thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hope you all have a great day.